General Francis, are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you, sir. Good evening to you, sir. Please talk to us. Did you watch the press conference from Mr. Peter Obi today? Yes?
Yes, I watched it, and yeah, I was in the
Okay,
background
talk to us.
because I was doing some other stuff.
Okay, yeah, as long as you watched
Thank
it,
you
that's
very
fine.
much.
Talk to us.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thanks for everybody waking up now. I will say, where have you been? Welcome home. You see what Peter Obi did? I hope that is the most he can do. If he does any more, these people will have a reason to try to do something to him. You see, in the Igbo language, there's this saying that when I tell you something with a parable and then turn around to explain it to you, that means that the money your father paid as dowry on your mother's head is useless. So he has given us the parable. He is with us. He is still where he is. Integrity. So this man, let me give you an idea of what to do. No need hiring surrogates. No need paying anybody. Just tell the press that you want to address the country, and all of them will be there. And on that day, sit down and then, hey, it looks like this whole thing is about to mess up our country. And a lot of people are circulating things about me. Now, let me tell you who I am. I am whatever, whatever. I was born this place and my education, lay it out. The point is that that is a very bad, in America, American baseball, they call it a curveball because he cannot deal with something like that. That means he has to be honest. And he does not have honesty in his dictionary. It's like somehow we are also underestimating this man. He is very dangerous. There was one talks we were having with these guys in Chicago that just ended today, bringing us to like a circle. And at this point, I'm so inflamed. I'm like, hey, all of you guys that want to write Chicago, because what we were asking is if you guys are not a part of this, that means he injured you guys also. Why don't you sue him for forgery? Just to show that you have a clear conscience. That was what we were talking, but I don't know if I'm not even sure. I don't know if it's ethical. I can give you guys the email address of that their president, the Zadwenaka. Her last name is Scott. So you guys can bombard him with the emails telling him her to do the right thing. Because at this point, it's like they meet a group, they will sound this way. It's like somehow we felt like we killed almost 2 weeks with trying to get something done with them. They sounded like this, and then all of a sudden it's like we don't have it anymore. So somebody's buying time or killing time. And it's very interesting because personally, I feel like this man just corrupts everywhere he goes. Even the clean people, he corrupts them. The only thing I am hoping, of course, the FBI will get to they will get to the bottom of it, but how long? They might get to the bottom of it in 3 years' time. That's the problem. So right now, and NAIJA Watch, if it's okay, I can give you guys her email address, and everybody just, all we want is not for them. Don't argue with them about anything. The point is, if you have a clear conscience in this, sue this man, period. Just file a lawsuit. That means in our rally, we will exclude you from people we will target. So, as a matter of fact, F. Emmanuel, get in touch with me too, because I will need we need in fact, every little city, every little suburb, we want everybody now in it. And if possible, if as many emails as we can send to these people in Chicago, so they will know that Nigerians are more than the 19,000 they project that lives in Chicago. It's a whole lot more of us. And the worst part is that we are even getting support from other African brothers and sisters here that are not Nigerians. So this thing is affecting the whole African continent. And the worst part of it is when it gets universal, that you cannot trust any document that comes out of Nigeria. That, I don't even think these people are thinking down the line what kind of damage this thing is doing to Nigeria. I mean, it's like whenever I turn around, this man Tinubu is doing things that I will end up paying for or trying to clear my name for. I remember in the 90s when I was just getting like wonderful. All of a sudden, Nigeria's name here was messed up with drugs, not knowing it's Tinubu's group. To the extent that everywhere you go, once you say Nigerian, they look at you as a drug dealer. You have to explain yourself everywhere. Now, as we are cleaning that image, he has now painted us and put us in the worst situation where there's nothing anymore you can say other than you guys are corrupt. Please, guys, in fact, it would be good to bombard Chicago State University to force them to that court to file a lawsuit if they are innocent. Of course, the last thing we got from them, which was what we just concluded, is that about some stupid investigation that they are being investigated, and as a result, blah 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 blah. That's nonsense. If you have a clear conscience, go ahead and file a lawsuit. Now, information on that Jamal or the legal guy that, in fact, he is the one that is the cook of this whole thing, because he's the one that certified the document he gave to Anahoro, which showed forged signatures. Of course, he's no longer with them. That's what we found out, and blah, blah, blah. But the point is, I know that the feds, the FBI is in it also, but it doesn't matter. They can still file their lawsuit while the FBI is still investigating. Those are two different things. So as far as I'm concerned, I think it's gone too far. And Tinubu, what a shame of a man are you. You are so selfish that you cannot even look and see where you are sending Nigeria to. In fact, you are affecting the entire continent, Africa. Is that seat to you and your generations to come, is it worth it? I mean, isn't this the time for you to be a man, For once in your life, you have impersonated everything. You have had all kinds of nonsense identities. There's no identity you've met that you've not stolen. Can you not for once just end on a very good note and say, you know what, I think this thing is going to tear our country? I pull out. Let me give you an idea. Bush versus Gore. Al Gore and George Bush. When the counts came down the wire, it was Florida. And everybody was ready to go to Florida to show them how to count the votes on the recount. Al Gore came up on TV that day and told us, wait, that he is not bigger than America, and that he doesn't think that this thing will send America in the right path. For that reason, for us to let it be, and Bush, go ahead. He didn't do it because he thought that he was better than Bush. He did it for love of country. But guess what? He also knew that Bush, being the son of a former president and having had almost all his life in the privacy, Bush knows how to do it. So he knew at least Bush can do it. So let's let him do it. So Tinubu, Emilokan is when you can do the job, then it can come to your turn. Emilokan, you cannot get an airplane and call a taxi driver and put him in the cockpit because it's his turn. He cannot fly that airplane. So you yourself, you know very well that you cannot handle it. You cannot even come out to address the country that you say you are ruling. You cannot do anything on your own. You have to have your handlers handle it. And here, your handlers, one is coming from A, one is coming from Z. The country is getting confused. The economy is getting confused. The world is just about to diss the country. If you even had love for that woman that adopted you, if you have love for her as a mother, even if she adopted you from Kotangora or from anywhere on this planet, please do this for that woman's sake. Pull out, because you are sending the country in a very dangerous spin. In fact, you guys are spinning me so much that I'm beginning to get dizzy. It's one day one of your handlers will come on TV, even the ones that spin the nonsense, and you.
What's happening? You see me? Hello?
Thank you. Thank you, Engineer Francis. Thank you very much.
I have a question for Engineer Francis or for anybody in the panel.
I think we lost him.
Yeah, okay. Maybe somebody on the panel can help.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, he mentioned something about FBI getting most likely investigating. My question is this: FBI have a lot of information on this man. I'm sure they already know that this is the kind of man that he is, and that is why he is what they call there's this word that they use within that kind of service. You know, he's an asset to them. So will they? In what way will they investigate him? Except now, if he has no use of, if he's no longer an asset for them, then they will just bring out the truth or what they've got. But I feel they already know that all this has happened. They already know. I think that is what I mean. They know when they know when a woman is on her.
But
on
I
her,
think, Madam Busy Brain, I think, you know, for the, you know, institutions of their country, you know, they will never sacrifice it for anything. You know what I mean? So if they have reason to go into the university and investigate, they will do that. I believe that.
Okay.
Yeah,
so most likely they did not have a reason. They might have every other thing, but maybe not necessarily the forging and all that, because there was no reason. Now it's very possible. It's very possible.
You know, for them to even agree, right, to publish, you know, I heard is over 7,500, but they're releasing only 2,500, right?
Yes.
For them to even agree to do that, it is because of the institutions. So if people push, of course, just like here you live in, there's some certain things that will happen. The government won't take interest, but if the people say, "Hey, what is going on here?" They must. It's a must.
And then the other thing again, the other thing again is the fact that in Nigeria they are trying to push this bill, social media bill, to clamp and gag people. And how timely would that be if they do it before the FBI release all those documents? That means they will restrict the amount of information that Nigerians have. So I think we really also need to put energy in countering that bill. I don't know how we can get them, or who to push, or how to go about scattering that bill, because they want to sneak it through the back door and enforce it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.